All right, once again, that is the single Nervous from singer-songwriter Kathleen Elle, who joins us now on Gaming Morning Show. Kathleen, thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with us this morning on Gaming Morning Show. It is Mike and Ryan this morning. How are you doing today?
Ryan, you're still muted in the...
Thank you very much.
in
I was
this
just
one.
saying, Kathleen, we were excited
There
to
he
have
is.
you here. I was talking to the stream, but not to you. How's your morning going so far?
My morning?
Yeah, how's your morning going today?
Absolutely.
It is, it's going great. It's going great. I'm happy to be here. Happy that we got this working. But yeah, it's going great. Happy Friday.
And what's been
Yes,
fun is
yes,
we've
yes.
had the chance to play your song a couple of times today. Tell us about the new single, Nervous. We talked about we're trying to get it up to 50K listens on Spotify, but describe why you wrote the song and why you're excited about the song.
So I wrote this song probably about a year ago when just like being on dating apps and trying to meet people and stuff like that. I mean, pandemic, so what are you going to do? But just trying to get a sense of if a person was like just feeding you a line or if they were trying to actually be genuine. Like it can feel really distant and, you know, not, you can't feel a connection right away when it's just like you're meeting people over a dating app. So when you finally meet them in person is when you get the chance to like gauge whether they were worth talking to them for like a month or not. So yeah, that's what it's just kind of building up to the anticipation of either like a first date or taking a relationship to the next level. The music video, we made it around like a first kiss. So just like the build up, the butterflies, the is this all going to work out kind of feeling. So that's what Nervous is really central about.
Now, I have to be honest with you.
Very cool.
Michael has
There's
been following
a
you
lot
for
of good
such
stuff.
a long time, and Mike has been raving about you. So I'm going to yield the floor and let Mike ask anything he wants before we play the game 5 questions, because Mike is one of your biggest advocates.
Yes. So I think I found you on I don't know if you've ever done this, but I've definitely, we rate people at the end of every show. We rated somebody. I went to work because I usually leave it on to lurk, so we just keep that follow. And when I came back, it was on your stream, and I was like, "Oh, interesting, cool." And your music is phenomenal. It's really, really great. The way that you're able to cover songs is amazing. Do you have a favorite song so far that you just really, really enjoy when somebody when someone has requests it on your stream? Is there anything you're like yes, or that you hope for somebody to, and this is excluding your music because obviously those are going to be the best, right? But a cover song that you enjoy the most.
So one song that I really love, and I've always loved it, I'm not really sure even why, because it's definitely an older song than I should love. But Crocodile Rock by Elton John is like one of my favorite songs performed live. It's just so
Nice.
fun. I also love performing like anything now that you have the looper, anything that can be looped that I can add vocal harmonies to. So just like experimenting with stuff like that. Like I love singing Charlie Puth songs. And then I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan, so any Taylor request is gonna get bumped to the top.
I'm also a huge Swiftie, so my daughters always crack up because they're like, "Can we listen to music in the car?" And you're like, "Yep." And you put on Taylor Swift and like, "Can we listen to Frozen?" Like, nope.
No,
You asked. This is it. This is what you're getting.
this is
So
a real
very
life
cool.
album.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Absolutely.
the good news is there's a big reason we invited you here today, and that is to play a game that we call 5 Questions GMS. Let's do that right now with Kathleen Elle on Gaming Morning Show. And we're going to start this way. Anytime that we have a chance to play this game with a guest, we ask a lot of questions of you to make sure that we give you something that maybe is a little bit easier to answer. This one should be such a question. We asked you your favorite material, possession, or brand, and you told us guitars. So, Kathleen Elle, what is your best guitar story?
Well, this isn't a personal guitar story, but I have a like a friend. We met him through a friend, you know, that's how it always works. But this guy, David Patillo, he is the guitar luthier. He makes guitars, he fixes instruments for like Bruce Springsteen, James Taylor, Billy Joel. And when I was 16, I met him through someone recommending I got a dent in my guitar, so they went to him to fix it. He was like, come back, I'll give you a tour of the shop, it'll be awesome. So I went back, and he restores instruments for like the Smithsonian. Like it's crazy. His whole workshop is nuts. But while I was there, he had a Bruce Springsteen guitar that he was making. And you know, Bruce's vibe is all like rough and tough and beat up and stuff like that. So even though it was a new guitar, he had to make it look like it had been, you know, in the rain for a zillion years. So he had like outside the metal plate of the electric guitar sitting in orange juice to make it look rusted. It was crazy. But the body of the guitar had like a bunch of dents in it. And he was like, yeah, like Bruce just asked me to like whack it up. So do you want to put a dent in it? And I took, I kid you not, a woolly mammoth tusk, because he works for the Smithsonian, a woolly mammoth tusk, and he was like, put a dent in Bruce's guitar. So I'm like sweating because I'm like, I'm gonna, if I hit this too hard and I break it, like how much money is this gonna cost? I'm 16, you know? So I take it and I hit it, and he was like, oh, come on, like you can do better than that, like whatever. So I gave it like a good like boom, and it made a huge dent in this guitar. Ginormous. Very, very big dent right in the front. I looked at him like, how much do I owe you? Like $1 zillion or like 15 zillion? I don't know. And he was like, nah, that's cheap. Bruce is gonna love it. So on Bruce's like seafoam greenish guitar, there's a pretty big dent in the front, and it was made by yours truly.
Wow.
With a mammoth tusk.
I was gonna say, if I had a nickel
woolly
for
mammoth tusk.
every time that Bruce Springsteen's guitar was dented with a woolly mammoth tusk, I'd have a nickel.
Correct.
You are 1 for 1.
Just-
1 for 1 so far on 5 questions GMS.
That might be one of my favorite stories.
Great.
All right, so we asked for something that you seem to know a lot about that not many others seemingly do, and you said songwriting. So tell us, what is your favorite songwriting tidbit?
Songwriting tidbit. Well, I think the most exciting thing about songwriting for me is that it's just so different every single time that you sit down to write a song. But one thing that I've learned through watching Taylor Swift interviews, basically, and other songwriters is you kind of develop like your own made-up language as you write songs. So as you like go through a chord progression and you have no idea what the song's going to be about, you're just trying to work out a melody. But instead of just saying like do 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 the entire time, you just like start making up random words, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, like I ended this with the word flay, and that's not a word, but like maybe we should talk about it like, oh, I may be going somewhere, or like you find like the words through it that way. So a song starts nonsense wise, and then the words just kind of come after. Like you're like, oh, why was I inclined to use this syllable here? Let me find just something that works with this, or like, there was like a hit point, these 3 hit points. Maybe I need to find 3 words to make this work. And that's actually like what happened with Nervous. Trying to find the words for that was just me playing through a chord progression, liking it, and making up nonsense words until I found Nervous.
That's awesome. Are there other words that you were thinking of imposing in there that you remember?
Trying to think. I know that like another like tip that I do for like songwriting is in my notebook where I write. Once I find like, oh, like if I choose nervous or whatever, then I write every single word that I think that could possibly rhyme with nervous. So I wrote like surface, worth it, heard it, anything like that, where it isn't like exact rhymes, but something that you can finesse. So I think actually the hook of the song, instead of like you're making me, that part was gonna be like I'm trying to play it cool or something. Like that was the original lyric for it, and it just switched because I was like, I think I'm adding too much. I think nervous is a cooler word to just go off of. It's a more universal feeling, but it implies so much more than just like, I'm just trying to play it cool. Like I feel like it's more anxiety driven.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, that sounds like a correct answer to me. I was going to try
absolutely.
to rhyme nervous with orange, and I would have failed horribly. So I won't.
Yeah.
I won't try that because I'm not good at
Orange?
rhyming. Question number 3.
People do like door hinge.
Oh, see, I heard
Door
that one
hinge.
before. Yeah, door, hinge, and orange.
3.
Question number 3 for you, Kathleen. Of the categories we gave you, you said you were most knowledgeable about arts. So we combined arts and guitars, and we got this question. Okay. What Harvard educated guitarist is best known for his work with the bands Lock Up and Rage Against the Machine? Is it Chris Cornell, Adam Thomas Jones, or Tom Morello?
Oh. The last one? Tom?
That's a good guess. Yeah, because I was actually having a beverage last night, and I drank a Modelo. So
Yep.
naturally, my first thought would be Tom Morello as well. Judges,
You are a genius.
you did it! 3 for
Boom
3.
shakalaka.
Apparently, Tom Morello is ranked number 26 in Rolling Stone's list of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time. And now that I've asked you this question, I've also learned that Tom Morello went to Harvard. So,
Yeah,
Not
he
bad.
has a political science degree from Harvard.
was that
Go
off the
figure,
top
right?
of your head, Mike?
No, I actually knew that.
Of course
'cause
you
there was a lot of stuff where he was being called out again, like by people like, "Yo, you shouldn't talk about politics. You're just a guitarist." And he's like, "Actually, I am a Harvard graduate of in political science."
4.
Of course you do that.
So it's funny. Of course I did. I know random garbage. It's fine.
Sure do.
So we've shown bits and clips of your video for Nervous. I've seen it a few times. We've put it out there for our audience to take a look at. So for the release of the single, you did this video, right? So what are some of your favorite music videos that you have out there?
Well, are you talking for my songs personally?
That you enjoy. What are some of your favorite music videos?
Well, I love music videos that like kind of tell an entire story rather than are just the person like singing in various locations the entire time. So like I love obviously Taylor Swift, but like the You Belong With Me music video where she is dancing in her room. Part of the music video for Nervous is me dancing in my bedroom, and that's my like little nod to Taylor Swift. There's actually a sign in the music video that has one of her lyrics in the back, because I just love her. So that was my nod to Taylor. But I also love like Katy Perry's Friday Night has to be one of the best music videos I think of all time.
Very cool.
With the throwback and the storyline and the parents coming in, and that it just is fun to watch. There's a reason that you go watch that music video as opposed to someone else's video.
Correct. Yes.
Bing. Love Story is one of my favorite Taylor Swift videos because for that reason alone, it tells a fun little story there.
Yeah.
So we also asked you in our questions that we sent beforehand where you have not traveled that you would love to go. You said France, Canada, England, Ireland, Australia, so many different
The
places.
planet.
And they're all perfectly great. I would love to travel there as well. Minus I don't like airplanes, so unless they build a road, we're in trouble. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, what is the fastest time to visit all sovereign countries? So that's 195 in total. Is it 240 days, 240 days, 554 days, or 765 days? So what is the fastest time to visit all 195 of those countries.
Well, the only thing that I can think of right now is like Around the World in 180 Days or whatever that movie was. And none of those said 180, so I'm screwed. What was the 200 ones?
There was the 220, 554 or 765.
550 seems like that's the vibe.
I don't know
That's a
how
good number, right?
on earth that
Yeah.
happened.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's
Crazy.
amazing.
Oh, is it right?
That is correct. Absolutely correct.
Oh my
Correct.
gosh.
5
Kathleen,
for
wow.
5.
That's how did you ever know that? It says the fastest time to visit all sovereign countries is 1 year and 189 days. It was achieved by Taylor Demon Brown between June 1st, 2017 and December 7th of 2018. That's incredible.
That's like recent.
Yeah.
There's some
Well-
updated facts.
He goes quick today. He has to.
We
fly
only
on
bring the most recent to 5 questions GMS. Congratulations, Kathleen Elle. You are 5 for 5 on 5 questions GMS. We have been very grateful for you to share your time with us today.
Yes.
We will continue to send people toward your stream and toward your music. How can people stay in touch with you? What's some of the best ways to stay connected to you and your music?
You can follow me on social media. I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and a Twitch. I go live 3 times a week on Twitch, and I have a Discord as well. That's probably the best way to keep up to date with what I'm doing, just by following any of those platforms, and especially on Twitch. When I go live, you'll just get the most recent updates because it's 3 times a week. So anything new that happens, you'll probably find out on Twitch first.
Well, we look forward to it. We will continue to share
Fantastic.
all of your social media. Mike just put the link to the Spotify song Nervous, and we'll continue to play that
Playlist.
because you give your permission to us, which we are very thankful for. Kathleen Elle, thank you so much for joining us on Gaming Morning Show.